We are privileged to have with us today the owner and manager of the Kasaka Makiling and Koshineros Premium Native Lechon, Mr. Oliver Jan O.J. V. Gomez. O.J.,
Hi, sir.
can you tell us more about your business?
The business started when I resigned from my corporate world job. I was a chef before. Then after thinking of what else I can do, I started taking care of native pigs as a breeding project. And after that, selling breeders, replacement breeders for smaller farms. I did have excess, or I have some pigs left. So what else to do? Since I'm a chef, I made native lechon. So right now, the native lechon business is sustaining the farm. Since I would like to make the farm grow bigger, I wanted to make a community of native pig raisers. So I started getting in touch with small farms or communities that have native pigs. So it's like a paiwi system. Paiwi is you lend a breeder, they take care of your breeder. As soon as the breeder's farrows, you split the litter between you two equally. Then, as a buyback scheme, to make the farm, my partner farm earn, I buy back the piglets, and they have an option of raising the piglets to lechon sizes, which is 15 to 25. Then I also pay for the excess, or how much they kung gaano nila napalaki yung baboy. So that's how they earn without putting so much capital into their native pig raising project.
I understand that the native pigs that you grow are organic.
Yes, I was a practitioner before I enrolled at UPOU, but then it gave me more of the technical background. But experience really plays a big role in farming. So it worked together. So now I do consultations also.
What's the difference between an organically grown pig and the conventional one?
First, an organic pig tastes better, cleaner. It's safer. Of course, it's environment friendly, and with the fair trade that you don't, while conventional is quite the opposite. It's unsafe because of the antibiotics and the chemical inputs you put in the feeds. Of course, the manner of raising them is not being conscious on their welfare. So organic agriculture deals with the welfare also of the pigs. You provide them pens or ranges where they can do their natural behavior. While in conventional farms, it's cement, it's cramped in small spaces, and in order to make them live, you need to put a lot of antibiotics and others. So also, it's quite, let's say, inexpensive to go into organic farming because you produce your inputs. You grow your forages, the feeds that you give your pigs, you grow them, and you buy the byproducts of from rice farming, like the rice bran, the maize, also from copra, If you go to the oil mills, you get copra cake. So it's a good feed, and it helps also the copra farmers. So it's a system. It's like a community. So you're trying to build the community to sustain your agriculture project or your organic farming.
You've mentioned about this community, specifically the organic agriculture community. Can you tell us more about it? How did you get into it, and what is it like to be part of that community?
Being an organic farmer, if we base it on statistics, it's only about 2%. From the year I started 2012, and the organic farmers then was only 1.68% of the whole farming statistics. So you tend to band together. You tend to network because you're the only ones that understand each other. Then at the same time, there's a need to spread this good news or the advocacy or the organic way of organic system of raising pigs and planting crops. So we tend to seek out each other. So we meet. Usually we do some farmers market wherein you just ask all your farmer friends to bring you their produce, whatever the products they have, and of course this helps the community learn about the things that you are doing. So they get enlightened, they appreciate your products more. Although there's this premium. So it's the premium side is that you need to sustain yourself also. As a farmer, putting inputs, putting your time into it, putting your effort, and being passionate about it is it's the thing that sets you apart from other conventional farmers. So being together, you feel like you're not alone because you're just a small statistic in the big conventional or farming community in the Philippines.
Let's talk about business. As you all know, putting up a business is a big effort, requires a big effort. So what are the challenges that you faced when you were starting out with the business? How did you solve these challenges?
Okay, I started the business really blind. It's a big gamble. Anything that you go into the first time is a gamble. So I all my savings, I spent it on buying my initial stocks, buying my first lechon pigs. Then it took me like 3 years just to learn how to do a perfect lechon. So for the first 3 years, I wasn't really earning. It's just enough that I'd be happy if I break even, because the pigs, I cannot let the pigs go hungry just even for a day. So I need to not just do lechon, but I need to sell my inputs like the fermented fruit juices, my lactic acid bacteria serum, even my bokashi and the byproducts of the farm, like my compost, my vermicast, my worms. I need to sell them just in order to sustain and have the enough funds to buy because the orders are coming in and I can't, the supply is not there. So I started really with going around, getting no pigs or having pigs that are conventionally raised. So I need to take care of them for another 2 months just to withdraw the feeds that they were eating before. So because I promised my customers that I'll give you safe food. So safe food for me is having no chemical residue, no antibiotics in it, no hormones, naturally raised. Yeah, because I myself got sick before. So it's one of my motivation to go into organic food production. And jumping through the hurdles, I learned how to make the farm more efficient, meaning picking the good breeders, selective breeding, getting the best boars. So you need to connect with other farmers so that you know where you're, because one of the main thing is trust. You need to trust your farmer. So if I say that I'm giving you the best of what I have, it's really the best, or even up to par with how can I say it, up to par with your advocacy or the principles you're running your business on.
You've mentioned that you took an organic agriculture course at UPOU.
Yeah.
How did this help you in your work and your advocacy?
With my work, it helped me a lot because it made me realize that I need to learn more or to go deeper into organic agriculture. Also, there's the last module on organic agriculture is advocacy. So that's when I started thinking of how to further deepen my community work. It's time to share my knowledge, and at the same time, fortunately, I'm earning from it already. Aside from my lechon sales, aside from my organic input sales, the consultancy and the teaching is making me be more, kumbaga, kayang-kaya ko na bumili ng mga dati kong hindi mabili. Like the more expensive boars, the good breeders talaga that you need to set.
So you mentioned that you're teaching as well?
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about?
Since there is that K-12 program for schools right now, most schools don't have the organic agriculture modules for the 11 and 12. So Acacia Waldorf School at Santa Rosa contacted our group, the New Wave Farmers, which we are heavily on which our advocacy is heavy on teaching the younger generations to enjoy farming. It's not just how to earn or go into it, but to enjoy it. So I handled the grades 3 to 12. So I gave them foundation, and eventually we'll turn the school into a farm. And because nobody else can do it, nobody else knows how to, so that's our niche. We're able to make modules for organic agriculture, permaculture, and biodynamic. And the group is earning. Not much, but it's helping us sustain and to push the advocacy further. So now we're trying to go into public schools, which doesn't have those the modules for the 11 and 12 yet. But then, it's a big challenge also because the kids really, I recently kakaalam ko lang na hindi nila alam yung talbos ng kamote. So it's very sad. Talagang hindi nila alam yung alugbate. They don't know how to eat okra. Ang alam nila, milk comes from a box or a carton. So, ang masyadong disengaged na yung mga kabataan. Hindi na nila alam kung saan nanggagaling yung pagkain nila. So, sa tingin ko, ito yung paraan na para maibalik or to bring it back to the way it should be.
Okay. For my last question, how do you foresee your business in the future?
Having partner farms, having communities raise my pigs, and teaching, I think there's only one way to go. It's to expand it. So expansion meaning, recently I'm teaching people how to do my own way of lechon, the way I re-season it, the way we make sauce, the way we make dinuguan. And then, this will surely make the business grow because we can serve more. Not just the Los Baños area, not just Laguna, not just Batangas, but I think all over the Philippines. Because I have learners from as far as Texas. So they'll introduce the native, although they don't have the native pigs there yet, but the traditional way of making lechon is going to Texas already. And I have a project at New Zealand. We'll introduce a stall, like a pit barbecue lechon there. So I think it's not just the Philippines we're gonna target, it's global also.
There are a lot of young people like you nowadays that are getting into so-called social entrepreneurship. What do you think is the difference between a social entrepreneur and an ordinary entrepreneur?
I think being an entrepreneur, by definition, is you have to be innovative. So being a social entrepreneur meaning you need to involve the community. You need to empower people. You need to set the right future for the younger generations. I think that's the difference.
So good luck on your future plans.
Okay, thank you.
On that note, we would like to thank OJ again for being with us today. Thank you.